Hey folks, good evening. So Lala said I had to wear my hat. This come out of the Christmas decorations, and I forgot I actually had it. My daughter got me this hat probably 10 years ago, and she got me this probably 10 years or so ago, and it goes in with the Christmas stuff when Lala packs it all up each year, and she pulled it out this year and threw it at me and said, you got to wear this on the live before Christmas. So
Mine has literally been sitting on the dresser all year long, waiting to be worn again. I'm wearing my Merry Christmas, you filthy animal hat. The Bah Humbug hat is still on the dresser. So, how's everybody doing tonight? Who got in your head?
So we got Paula beat everybody to the punch. She was first one in tonight. So welcome, Paula. Jules, Small Space Gardening, Rick from Twin Brook Acres, Michael and Bobby Jean from MB Heritage. Got the wonderful Loon Child. Mad Acre Farms, one of our guests. I think they're going to be on in, I think, a few weeks. Kyle Randall. Hey, Kyle, how are you, my friend? Brenda Baker says, hi, guys. Merry Christmas. Can't stay long, but wanted to say hello. Well, Brenda, I'm glad you stopped by. Hopefully you can spend a little bit of time with us, and then when you need to beat feet, then we will wish you a Merry Christmas right now. Swarms.
Your beat feet.
Huh?
I said that sounded so clever. When it's time to beat feet.
Yeah, that's an old military term. Swarmstead, bees and gardening. So we're gonna let some folks wander in. So tonight we're excited about this. So we've got one of our guests, or the guest tonight. The couple that are our guests tonight are right up the road from us, up in Garden City, Georgia, which is for those not in the know. Essentially, that's kind of a suburb of Savannah. So they're just about 2 hours up the road from us. And so some of my questions that I'm going to ask them is, how do they have a tropical homestead 2 hours north of me when I freeze my orange plants every year? And I think I figured that out. So I'm going to ask Bobby if his little tropical, I guess, greenhouse tents are copyrighted, because I'm going to steal that idea. Absolutely. We're going to chat about that some more. This is our last show, obviously, before Christmas, so we wanted to send everybody off, kind of just tell everybody Merry Christmas. If you can't spend the whole hour with us tonight.
I don't know what happened. It did it on its own.
See, now you're getting too technical. It's kind of like, if anyone knows that movie Maximum Overdrive, back from, what was that, like late 80s, early 90s, remember? I don't know if you even know what I'm talking about.
I don't.
AC/DC did a soundtrack for it, and it's like all the machines took over the world, and they were like killing people, the machines were, and it's like people couldn't stop them. So you're becoming so technically advanced.
That womp 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 was actually supposed to be for your killing the oranges comment, but it was very, very delayed.
It's like really delayed. You lose the humor effect. So we have got our guests in here. We generally wait probably 10 minutes or so before we bring everybody in. We got some more folks in here. So Drops Family Garden, welcome. Glad to see you in here. So announcements. So this has been a crazy day. Lala went out this morning, went to do the chores first thing in the morning. So even before I get out of bed, she's like out the back door. And, people think that's odd that I'm not out there doing the chores and leading the charge with the chores. But that's just not my thing. I mean, You can ask any member of our family. Those goats are Lala's, and anyone who tries to challenge her dominance of the goats will have the wrath of Lala come down upon them. And if you think I'm joking, I'm going to show you what I got as a gift this week from my wonderful, charming, adorable wife. This is what she got me. This is what she got me as a gift this week, and it is absolutely true. When people ask me about goats, I say, I don't know the answer to your question. I'm going to let you talk to Lala, and she will answer your question. The goats were her idea. Not that I don't like the goats. I really enjoy the goats, but they are not my thing. I like the chickens.
What was the first thing that I said when I heard that you were going to be staying home and Lala was the one going down south to the pig show?
I don't know. What did you say? I don't recall.
I said, you're going to take care of the goats?
That would be my first solo flight with the goats. She's very particular about how her goats are cared for, to the point where if you don't use the right scoop to scoop the food out of the food bins or out of the grain bins and into their, she's a little crazy with it. So she does her thing. So we're going to do a couple of giveaways tonight, and Rick he went overboard tonight. So he did the what the bleep, and the clips that he did tonight, you're going to have to work for these clips. And he did a clip from each of our guests, and I did not know what they were. I had a hard time guessing them. So you're going to have fun with that. So tonight we're going to do a shirt giveaway, and we're going to do a $25 Amazon gift card giveaway. And next week, we do not have a live guest. What we have next week, and I think this will be a ton of fun, and we announce each week, if you want to be on one of our future lives, all you got to do is shoot me an email, and I will give you some potential dates. If I don't know your channel, then I'll check out the channel and kind of see if it's a good fit. But most of the folks that come on to our lives, I know the channels well. I don't always comment, but I'm often on your channel. So we got now Britton Farms Homestead is in, so welcome, Britton. Yeah, Rick, you're absolutely right. He does have a new toy, and he plays with it, and it's like, it's gotten way too technical for me. So yeah, but he loves this stuff. So next Wednesday for our live, we are going to have kind of a drum roll.
I still need to shorten it. It's entirely way too long.
Next Wednesday for our live, we're going to kind of have a year in review. So with all of the folks that we've had on our lives over the course of the year, we're going to try to find the best clips that we can. I say we, that means actually Rick is going to, so he can go wild with his little production. So next week ought to be a lot of fun, kind of recapping, all of our lives for the year, and kind of signing off for this crazy 2021 year with a lot of fun. So you'll be able to call in. We're going to send out the link so folks can just kind of log in and come on the live if you'd like to. And he's now set it up to where we can actually take phone calls on the live as well. So he'll pass that out tonight.
We did some background investigating, and I love you, Jules, but I think that it was on Jules' end last week where it was really, really, really low tone. I have now tested it on 3 separate people, and they use their outside voice, and you can easily hear them through the phone. So I'm sorry, Jules. It was just operator error, man.
So, Jamie, what I think he's saying is that you were not using your outdoor voice.
Yeah. So we can. We're gonna try it again tonight, and hopefully it works, because I would like to be able to have some of you guys, especially the whole reason why I wanted to do two things before we bring in our fabulous guests is two things. So first thing, I wanted to do the phone calls. I wanted to integrate that with the live stream, mainly for one reason, and that is because we have a lot of people that don't necessarily. Here's one in the chat right here, Michael Harris. Michael Harris knows every single one of the channels that is in this live right now. The difference between everybody in this live and Michael Harris is Michael Harris does not have a channel. But what the phone call kind of does and the phone line does is it kind of gives everybody, even if you don't have a channel, the opportunity to come in and talk to us, me and that weird fellow with the Florida hat. And it gives you guys the opportunity to come in and talk to us and not feel pressured into having your face. So if you want to talk to us in your underwear, you technically could do that.
But I don't want to know that.
Yeah, just don't tell us. Jules, don't call and tell us that you're not wearing any clothing.
Jules will sing to us in his underwear, and I don't know that I want to know that.
Yeah, I don't want to know. No.
Yeah, I don't want to hear that.
Second thing is, I'm going to stick around as long as I possibly can tonight. I will definitely be here until we do the giveaway. But I have to be at work at 4 a.m., and it's currently 7. So I have to wake up at like 2:30 in the morning. So let's get it. Let's get it.
All right, so hold on 1 second. So we got some of my additional favorite folks in here. Ricky mentioned Michael Harris, so welcome. That's my brother from another mother over in the great state of Texas. And we got Suburban Homestead, Wyoming, Arizona. So Sandy over there, another one of my absolute favorite channels. So welcome. Without further ado, we are going to welcome in Sherry and Bobby Black from Black's Tropical Homestead. And
these are some soil brothers and soil sisters.
That would be us.
How y'all guys doing?
We are good. And
I'm not going to tell you that I'm not wearing underwear. Is that what you said?
You know what you don't, what's funny is this whole YouTube thing, kind of how there's one of our older videos. It's a video that we did probably 2 months ago on when we poured the concrete slab for our new small livestock barn. So I'm out there and I'm videotaping this whole barn, and all of a sudden, I don't even know, it happened so quick, and I just lost control of the man-to-man conversation so quickly. We go from pouring concrete and talking about concrete to talking about what kind of underwear are best to wear to avoid chafing. And
Listen,
it was an absolutely bizarre conversation, but it made perfect sense for the context in which.
What did you come up with?
If you're a man, if you're a hard-working man, you know for a fact that a good pair of underwear is key.
I look at this guy, and this is the concrete guy, and I'd only known him for I probably had spent a total of maybe an hour with him in my whole life, and here we are talking about what brand of underwear are best for chafing. And the conclusion that we made was that Duluth Trading Company underwear are the best to prevent chafing. And I did not think that we would be going there for this particular live tonight, but now it's done. And so Paula says, I'm going to make note of that statement for the review.
That's why I sit so close to the camera. So if I had to.
Brenda Baker says Bobby's wearing his skirt with the shirt. All right, we're getting off of this topic. We're off of this topic. All right. So welcome, folks. So I should kind of give a little bit of background on y'all. You guys are up in the Savannah, Georgia area, Garden City, which is a little kind of town. I've always kind of considered it to be Savannah. I don't know if you're from Garden City, if you consider it to be Savannah. It's like nothing. You can't tell when you're in Garden City and Savannah. It's just one big giant. It's kind of like in South Florida going from Boca to Miami. It's just gigantic city. You never know. You change.
It's all in the same county, so it's the same thing.
So tell us a little bit about when I first met you guys. We haven't met in person, but when we first started communicating and you started leaving comments, and I'm like, well, this is an interesting channel because they coined this term soil brothers and soil sisters, and I'm like, that's kind of a cool terminology. What made you come up with that?
I don't know. I think it's my left-handed brain that just come up with weird stuff. But instead of
So are you a marketing major or something?
No, I'm a
Yeah, she brought it to me, and I just saw, like, I said, I took a second, and I was like, makes sense. So
It does. I mean, it's one of those. It's so novel that it just kind of sticks, and it made me remember you guys from that basic terminology. So kudos on kind of separating yourself out in terms of the mass of folks and channels that you see on here. So, when I first saw your channel name, I'll be completely honest with you, I'm thinking, well, they're down in South Florida or something. And then I saw that you're up in Savannah, Georgia. And I'm like, well, how the heck tropical can they possibly be? Well, it doesn't take a whole lot of time to spend on your channel to see that you're really tropical, and how you grow bananas in Savannah, Georgia is really kind of a mystery to me. I mean, how did you get to that point where you chose tropical stuff over more regionally appropriate stuff?
Well, I started out with bananas first a long time ago, and it was because the botanical garden down here, they was doing a study.
Mm-hmm.
This was probably about 20 years ago. And what they were doing is seeing if they had, 50 to 100 different varieties of bananas growing. And they was trying to see if they could find a variety that will grow and produce regularly in our area. So
was it right along coastal Georgia?
Yeah. So,
wow.
Of course, I went there, I saw that, and I was blown away. I was amazed, I was like, bananas, that was the first time I ever saw bananas growing on a tree, and I had no clue what it actually looked like. So from that point, I was stuck, and I think I ended up with 15 different varieties growing them. And since then, I mean, it's been a love, a passion of mine. So.
Just the bananas or tropical fruits in general?
Bananas was the start. We got more into other tropical fruits about
a year ago.
About a year.
Well,
about a year and a half. Because we then went from that to dragon fruit. So we ended up with like 26 different varieties of them.
Yeah, we went dragon fruit crazy maybe a year and a half ago. So from there,
hold on one second, Rick. Brenda Baker asked that you turn their mic up.
I've already tried. If you guys, I don't know if there's a possibility of you guys turning up your mic. I don't know what kind of mic you guys have, but it's pretty low. It's pretty low on our end.
Okay.
Can you any better?
Much.
Okay. Yeah, we just need to move it closer.
Gotcha.
All right, so I'm a pretty proud individual. I'm not one that asks people for things, generally speaking, unless I absolutely have to. But I watched your video today, and I saw the number of dragon fruit plants that you have, and I'm like, I must get cuttings from some of those plants because I had never even heard of a dragon fruit plant until I was watching one of the Australian channels that we follow, and they were growing a lot, multiple. I think they had like 10 different varieties of dragon fruit, and I'd never even heard of that plant. So, then I did the way that everybody researches everything nowadays. I asked Mr. Google what a dragon fruit is, and lo and behold, I come up with this. There's multiple varieties of dragon fruit, and it looks different. I guess I don't know even what they are. Seed pods look different, and I want to grow them.
Yeah.
I mean, we can definitely help you with that. what we did is we got into a community with dragon fruit, and man, people from California, from all over the place. We just we that drove all the way to South Florida.
Yeah, we took a day trip to Central Florida
Yeah,
for dragon.
Wow.
yeah. So we got people that love, are really into dragon fruit, and so that what we did all before the pandemic.
Before we
thing.
locked down.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Now, your dragon fruit, are they in the ground or are they in buckets?
So we got them in pots.
all in pots.
Okay. The stems look gigantic on those. Are they a naturally large? Is that, or am I looking at something? Do they have a big stem on them?
They got different sizes, different varieties got different sizes, so they're not really big. None of them just big. You'll probably get I don't know, probably the biggest, probably about that big.
Wow.
And they got spikes on them.
Yeah.
Hold on for a minute. Our local train coming through.
Hey, listen, I know exactly where you're coming from. We actually used to live, Dad, 1 block. I lived 1 block when we lived in the
Yeah.
city. Before we moved out to the farm, I lived 1 block away from a set of trains. So me and my wife barely even noticed it.
Being in Garden City, that's a main line coming through there right out of the. So it's probably just as active as what Rick used to live. It was 1 block off of the main CSX east-west line leaving Jacksonville. So, I mean, that was a pretty active track.
Yeah, once you had heard them for a while, you live by them for a while, you kind of tune it out.
They don't even bother you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but when you get started with the dragon fruit, it's gonna be addictive.
Yeah.
Because there's hundreds of varieties. They all
What's the benefits of a dragon fruit?
Oh man, they got a lot of health benefits. Can I call them out right now?
Smoothies.
She makes smoothies out of everything.
Does it make me swole? Does it make me swole like you?
Eat enough of anything, it makes you swole like me.
Well, Rick,
I've been trying and I've been working out. I'm gonna take my shirt off really quick. Hold on, sorry. I've been
we knew,
wild.
Bobby, we knew that you were coming on, so Rick started working out this week.
Man, I'm not up to you. I'm not up to you yet, but I'm almost there.
That is not on the shirt there. You got some working out.
So this is either one of you. So Sandy over at Suburban Homestead of Wyoming, Arizona says, what type of bananas are you growing?
Oh my goodness. We have my favorite, the Manzano.
We got Namois. We got ice cream.
Cavendish.
We got
Mona Lisa.
Mona
Lisa is a kind of banana.
Yeah. And we got a dwarf Cavendish and a plantain. What's the name of it? Kadori.
Are all of these in the ground, or do you have them in bucket?
Yeah, they're in the ground.
So these got to be really mature plants then.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
They to the point where I don't worry about them. Most of them they going to produce fruit every year. What time of year they gonna produce it is iffy because usually they have to start. Most of them have to start over from cut down to halfway. So it's iffy. Sometimes you'll get them at the perfect time. Sometimes they come right at the end of the season, and they might not get right for you. But I love them all the same.
But they grow a lot in a season. So we got 25-foot trees out there now that only grow over the warm season.
Yeah, and we got
25-foot trees.
And I probably got about 8 heads of bananas hanging now.
Yeah, in the yard now.
Probably only 2 of them gonna get ripened before
get too cold.
Well, it's already too cold now. I'm probably gonna cut one of them down probably this weekend and go and probably make a video on it. If you actually was looking at the videos, the first banana video I made 3 months ago, those are ready to come down. So I'm gonna cut them down.
Wow. Do you have to take them off the tree and when they're green and then ripen them elsewhere, or why did you do that?
Depending on the at the time of year. So if you got plenty of time, you can sit on and leave them on the tree. I prefer to cut a hand off as I need them because if all of them get ripe at the same time, if you cut the whole thing off, they gonna all get ripe at the same time. And now you got 200 bananas to try to do something with. So
Yeah, that would present a problem. Yeah, that would be problematic.
so if you ain't never had one that somebody grown in your yard, it's a major difference.
MB Heritage says that shirt does wonders, Lil Rick.
Thank you guys.
The girlie says I'm amazed by the things they grow on their homestead. They're such an inspiration. I mean, I gotta tell you, I gotta be honest. I mean, I was shocked by what y'all are growing that far north. I mean, I have trouble growing oranges, and that's what they're supposed to grow in Florida. because you get to a point, particularly I'm right on the border of 8B and 9A. So it is in January, we'll have at least 2 freezes when we'll get down into the teens. And we get that every year. I think last year we had more days in January that were freezing than we didn't have freezing in January. I mean, it gets cold here, relatively speaking, to the rest of Florida. So we have very, very similar kind of weather. We're in Savannah as we do. We're not on the coast. We're inland, right next to the St. Mary's River. So
Right.
where the St. Mary's River crosses through Florida, heading up north to St. Simon's area, up into that area.
We're only about 4 or 5 minutes from the Georgia-Florida border.
Yeah. So it gets cold, and I've gotten frustrated over the last 3 years trying to grow even oranges and lemons because it gets so cold. And then I see your guys's, and you guys are making it look like this is all natural. It's not really. So you guys got the magic potion going on up there to make this stuff work that far north.
Well, we got somewhat of a microclimate because we do have some trees that stop the weather from dropping as low. Like we never get frost. It might be frost on cars coming down the street, but they never be none at our house. So we just
really?
Microclimate at our house. Bananas, you would not have a problem growing bananas.
Yeah, not at all.
Really?
Bananas are something, once you actually get them established real good, they will grow. But the thing is, you got to do the little things that it takes to get them established real good. So once you do that, they good to go. Last year, man, that thing, it took a lot of people by surprise. Yeah. We went to mid-Florida and where was it?
West Palm Beach.
West Palm.
And it had taken out whole farms down there.
Yeah. And still, they hurt us too with our dragon fruit. Like the years before, we had no problem with them. Last year, man, it knocked them down to the ground, and we had to start all over with them.
So are you routinely watching the weather to put plastic over them? At least, I mean, even if it's just for a day or two. Is that how you're kind of maintaining keeping them frost free?
Yeah, we it's tricky because you know how our weather is. It'll be real cold, and then they get like 75, and it'll be too hot to put them up under the plastic. Then so you have to play it by ear. We don't want to protect them too much because we want them to get adjusted and stay adjusted to our area, but yet at the same time we don't want them to freeze till they die. So we taking all the necessary precautions. Whatever it takes.
I guarantee you guys have the same kind of weather that we. I mean, that old saying in Florida: if you don't like the weather, wait 5 minutes. Yeah. And a lot of other people, they also have that same exact saying. I know, like Montana's the same exact way, and elsewhere, New Orleans is also the same exact thing. If it's too humid, wait a little bit. If it's too hot, wait a little bit. If it's raining, wait a little bit. But yeah, it's exactly like that. If you don't like the weather right now, wait 5 minutes and it'll change.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So we
30.
be concerned about the consistent, like the constant cold. If it's gonna be cold for a while, then we'll do something to them. You know, believe me, when we go down South Florida and we buy plants and trees,
Yeah, they always say
you can't grow that down there. Like, okay.
Yeah, we
that actually tries, you know.
Yeah,
So
we went to bed last night and everything seemed to be perfectly fine. We woke up this morning and we've got a goat down, and her temperature, a goat temperature is supposed to be like 102, 103 degrees, and hers was 91. So, you know, we spent the day trying to bring her temperature back up because it wasn't supposed to be cold, but it was. I mean, when we woke up this morning, it was 40 degrees, and then it's supposed to be by Christmas Day, it's supposed to be 81, 82. It's just insane. I mean, to try to predict anything. Let me do some more shout outs. We got some more folks in here. Brian Castle Highs, welcome, sir. Carolina Hill Country. I think you are new to our channel. If not, I apologize, but thank you for stopping by. Heirloom Permaculture and Preparedness. Who else? Camo and Bows. DeGurley. No. Spitfire Red. So, hey, Wendy, how are you? Had your husband in here last weekend. Real Man Cook is her husband's channel. So, Simply Jan. So, Jan, how are you, my friend? Jan did a hilarious video. I think it was yesterday of her singing Christmas carols. I would go watch it. Give Jan some watch time, but I'm not endorsing Jan's singing. Mountain Maple Ranch. Welcome. Glad to have you. And Tina Ladybug. I think I caught you later. So there you go. So that's more shout outs.
So we're at 30 minutes, Dad. We're at 30 minutes. I want to give some stuff away.
All right. So Rick did he went the extra mile this week in coming up with the what the bleep segments. Have you guys seen these before? Last week or the week before?
I don't think so.
All right, explain what they're doing, Rick, so they don't feel uncomfortable with this.
Okay, so in this segment, this is our giveaway as of right now. What I do is I go, and this is why it's so important. As soon as you guys see who's going to be coming on the live this week or the week after or whatever, it's a really good idea. Spoiler alert: to go look at their channel. Cruise through some of their videos, check them out, subscribe even before we go live, because we're not going to bring Joe Schmoes on here. We're bringing A-listers and big buff guys and soul sisters, and that's who we're bringing in. And so, but go and just check these channels out as soon as you guys see who's coming on, and start watching some of their videos, and it's not considered cheating, but what will end up happening is we will do the what the bleep segment until it gets old. And
it's considered.
I pull snippets of videos from you guys' channel, and then I bleep one word or maybe sometimes two words, and it's never vulgar or anything like that. Sometimes it might sound like it should be, but it's not. And so if you have a vulgar guess, I'm just going to tell you right now, you're wrong. And Paula will also remove the comment quickly because she's an A-lister moderator. I'm
going to start calling Paula the A-lister moderator.
Yeah. So, but that is the way that this is gonna work. And in the comment section, the only thing that you need to do in order to win is to go ahead and simply guess what the bleep was said during the bleep. So
hold on, Rick. So Carolina Hill Country says, so I will never be on Joe Schmo here. You are not a Joe Schmo to us. So All you got to do, Carolina Hill Country, is shoot me an email. I will check out your channel. I'm not familiar with your channel, be perfectly honest with you, but I will check it out. Maybe we can get you on here. But you got to shoot me an email. I don't go looking for people. If you want to be on here, send me an email.
There's a possible way that you can be a Joe Schmo because you're watching us in Black's Tropical Homestead right now.
Yeah.
So you're not a Joe Schmo. There's no way. All right, so I'm going to give the first video. The first video.
Hold on. This is 4. So we try to change it up each week. So this is for one of our shirts. So the winner of this will need to go over to our Teespring store, look at the shirts that we have available, not the sweatshirts, not the hoodies, the t-shirts. Pick out the design, color, and size, shoot me an email, and I will get it ordered for you. All right? You have the con, my son.
Thank you. Here we go. This is the first one. Again, the first what the bleep is going to be.
Right. On our side, we are the judges. Us 4 are the judges.
Can I go now?
You can go. I'm just clarifying rules because one week we almost had a rebellion.
All right, here we go. Oh, it's going to be late again. There you go. All right, here we go.
This part of our everyday routine, coming out and pollinating our all right. We do have bees, but we want to make sure every one of our plants actually get pollinated.
All right, now they have given away this answer so many times throughout this entire thing. If you don't get this right, you just might be a Joe Schmo. All right, one more time. Add comments.
This part of our everyday routine, coming out and pollinating our all right. We do have bees, but we want to make sure every one of our plants actually get pollinated.
I think the girly A is a winner.
Good job.
Uh-oh.
Good job, girly.
Congratulations.
All right, hold on. I gotta make my notes. So, the girly.
Brenda Baker Peppers.
All right, so this was
Paula says I know it. All right, so the girly A, just to reiterate, you have to send me an email with the shirt design, the color, and the size. I'm not going to hunt you down. I can't hunt you down. I leave that to the people who win to shoot me an email regarding those 3 things, and then I will get it ordered for you. So, the girly A, congratulations. All right.
A, I just want to clarify that this is not a shirt, so it's not for sale. This is nothing but hard work. In the skin. This is hard work, so it's not for sale. So this was the correct answer, unedited.
This part of our everyday routine, coming out and pollinating our passion fruit. All right. We do have bees, but we want to make sure every one of our plants actually get pollinated.
So good job, the girly. Good job. All right. So now the next what the bleep is the one that had Dad rolling. This is also
he went the extra mile with this one. And anyone who gets this, the only way you're going to get this is if you've gone and did your homework and checked out their channel in advance.
All right. So here is Yo Soul Sister.
What's up, soil brothers and soil sisters? I am in the house, and I am just because I want to.
All right, Dad, you're going to have to watch the comments. Let's play that one again.
All right.
What's up, soil brothers and soil sisters? I am in the house, and and I am just because I want to.
My husband said he didn't know what I said.
I'm dying to see if somebody actually get that.
Hey, I can't make every single week super easy. I can't do it. So it's gradually been getting more and more difficult. So
Matt Acre Farm says trying to keep it classy, so I need another replay.
all right, one more time.
What's up, soil brothers and soil sisters? I am in the house, and I am just because I want to.
All right, comments. Come on, there's no harm, no foul in guessing.
Yeah.
There is no harm and no foul in guessing.
Brenda Baker says, I forgot, but I did watch.
So in the meantime, I'm going to throw up. I still want you guys to be guessing, because I do have to go to bed at some point tonight, and I have only seen. See, now we're starting to get some in. Neither one of those are right. But keep on guessing. I will say that you are really, really close with the P, though. But for the time being, I'm going to throw this up. So if you guys would like to, you can go ahead and call in, and I will try my damnedest to make it to where you guys can talk on the live.
Rick, even I forgot the answer, so you're the only one with the answers.
That me and the soil sister. Hey, there we go. Prepping.
Oh man, Nita.
Good job. Oh, we're starting to get a couple in here now. We got partying. That would have been a good one. It could have been that, MB. I'm in the house partying.
Jan says if I call, will they give me the answer?
What's up, soil brothers and soil sisters? I am in the house, and I am prepping just because I want to prep.
There you go.
All right. So, Mad Acre Farm, you did not get a shirt. I'm giving you a $25 Amazon gift card. So, I believe I already have your email address. That's all that's required. It's going to be an electronic gift card. I will send that in the mail to you. So DeGurley A, make sure you shoot me an email with the shirt design, size, and color, and I will get that ordered for you. And no, the one that I'm wearing is not on there. I don't even know where Lala got this for me for. But
I would totally let them get my shirt, but it's just not a shirt. So,
We understand.
all right. So
almost.
All right. So tell me about these. So if you want to call, if you want to chat with Sherry or Bobby, there's the number. Go ahead and call us. Jan says, I want Rick's shirt, LOL. So how did you come up with these little mini greenhouse designs, Bobby?
I just thought about it and just trying to be inventive. Now, this will be the first year that I've tried them, so I can't say 100%.
Have you put the plastic on them yet?
Mm-hmm.
Have you put the plastic on them yet?
I have put plastic on them and taken it off. It gets too hot in there. It fries them. Because our afternoon heat is pretty high.
Yeah.
So, well, you know.
Yeah. After 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Yeah, so what Bobby did, which I thought was a really kind of a cool little thing, was he took some, I guess it was metal piping, like you run electrical conduit, correct?
Right.
and then some PVC and kind of put it over there. It basically made this arch going, from the sides, and it made this double arch going over. Then he strung plastic over the top of that. And I'm like, that's a really, really great idea. But I was thinking exactly what you just said, that's going to be, that works great probably first thing in the morning, but by noon, it's probably really hot.
Yeah.
You'd have to take it off or roll it up, one or the other.
Yeah, there's a lot of plastic too. I mean, there's a lot of work, and a lot of times I'm going to work and I have to leave that to her, and I don't know. I try to keep that in mind that that's a lot of work for her to do. So that, and plus, we got a bunch of what's the bags?
Burlap.
Burlap.
Yeah, so we're trying to figure out what'll be best, burlap or plastic.
Yeah, so we're gonna try both. We just want to not get caught off guard like we did.
Have you been able to source that much burlap, like on a roll?
Yeah, I got a truck full of burlap last year. Somebody was giving burlap away for free, and I just went and filled the trunk up.
Can't beat that.
Wow, that's cool.
The back of the SUV was full to the top. Like,
I couldn't even see out the window.
So we've talked a lot about your plants, the tropical stuff, but you've also got some animals.
Yes.
How many? How big is your property?
1 acre.
1 acre.
So you're doing a lot on a pretty intensive piece of ground then. Wow. Okay.
Yep.
Not even using a quarter of it. It's a lot. We growing a lot of stuff in not that much of the area. So I mean, we got a lot more we can grow. We haven't decided what more we want yet, but we need to just focus on what we got right now because we got a lot going on.
So I saw chickens and rabbits. Is that it?
That's it so far.
So far.
Yeah. She's trying to get some more, but I don't think we're
I want pigs. He want goats.
I thought about goats. I don't know enough about goats, so I don't.
Lala and I are going to be at we're actually speaking we've been invited to speak at an expo over in the Panhandle at the end of January called Keepers of the Old Ways. And we're, one of the things where they were getting a lot of requests from folks was teaching them how to get started in goats. And, the information that they wanted was very, very basic, which was, how do you, when you say I want goats, what does that really mean? And how do you get to that point? Because we get a lot of folks calling us, we want to buy a goat. And then when we start asking them basic questions about how much property do you have to put these goats on? Well, we don't have a whole lot. We're just going to put them in a pen. We only want one. Right there's two gigantic mistakes with goats is
I was about to say, or just the simple question of how many goats are you wanting to have? And if someone says one, you have not done your research.
Right. So, there's a lot to owning goats, and we've been into goats now for about 5 years, and I'm going to say that I am not the person to ask about goats. But my wife is, and I would actually put her knowledge up against anyone who has owned goats for a very long time. Her knowledge of goats in terms of health and maintenance and all of that is just really astounding to me. Not only is she nursing one of ours back to health today, but then she gets a phone call from someone else. We've got one that's got this problem, what do we need to do? And she gets these calls virtually every day from folks around the country. In our wildest dreams, did we not anticipate that goats would be so intensive in terms of management? Someone told us, we went to a goat show up in west of Atlanta. This was the first goat show. We didn't have any intention of buying a goat. We just knew that it was going to be an educational conference as well as a sale. We never bought anything, didn't go there to buy anything, but we were able to make some great contacts with people that were breeders. And almost universally, we were told that short of really a lot of experience, that goats are always looking for a way to die. And I didn't get that conversation. I didn't get that comment at first, but shortly after we got goats, I began to understand what they're saying, because if you're not checking them routinely for worms and their hoofs and just any numbers of things. So if you're going to start in goats, Bobby, understand what you're getting into, because it is a very intensive livestock to own.
Yeah, I was just interested in actually learning more about them. I didn't actually think about purchasing any. One thing I found fascinating when I used to work at, there was a plot of woods with a bunch of thickets. I mean, it was really thick. And the way they solved it is they actually hired some guy who got goats, and he just
Absolutely.
put them out there and they cleared it out. It was wild.
We've had people, and go ahead, Rick.
The common misconception is people, and even people that I work with, they'll be like, I heard you guys have goats. I heard you guys have goats. And these are in like neighboring towns and very, very rural areas. And they'll say, well, I would love to buy, even if I got to buy a couple goats, I'd love to buy a couple goats from you guys. And I ask them why. And their response is always the same. I just want something to keep down my grass. And I'm not saying that goats will not keep down your grass. I'm not saying that at all, because they will. They'll go ahead and they'll eat your grass. But it's not. It's like if I were to ask a normal human being, not Bobby, if I were to ask a normal human being, what would be your preference? Like greens, like collard greens or turnips or something like that, or kale. Most people would say I'd much rather have some turnips, but
collards.
Kale is like a health food, so Bobby's on that kick, I'm sure.
That's a great question, and that's a great question, Bobby.
Listen,
collards or kale?
I am just saying. I'm going to say right now that I am picking on him. I'm gonna say that one because I don't want him. He's much larger than I am. And I'm a big fella. But two is I know how you get Bobby's size because I am Bobby's size, and it sure as hell ain't on no damn kale.
If I eat any greens,
it's very little.
It generally need to be infused with meat.
Very little.
Yeah.
Collard greens with some neck bones or something like that is good for me.
Yeah. Hey,
I am a collard green aficionado. I will, if I go to a barbecue place, I'm getting pork, but I'm getting collard green because I've got a child. So yeah,
I love them. I'm picky about who makes them.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like the bitter taste of them. So
Mm-hmm.
the people who know how to cook them and not have the bitter taste in them.
I'm
a meat eater.
So I'm gonna tell a short story, and then I'm gonna have to get off of here because we only have about another 10 or 15 minutes left. So I did landscaping and lawn care, and there was a church. It was a predominantly black church, and so but I went ahead and I mowed their yard, and there was the sweetest lady, one of the sweetest ladies I've ever met. Her name was Vanessa, and she invited me because I was maintaining their grass. She invited me to go to their church. It was a church luncheon. It was a Sunday after church, and it was more or less a potluck. And I was, I've had soul food before, but listen, when I tell you that it was like next level, these are like 100-year-old recipes for everything from collard greens, turnip greens, ribs, Bobby, ribs for days. And then even that was the first time that I'd ever been introduced to chitlins, and listen. I think I gained 10 pounds that afternoon. That food was so good. I'm drooling right now. But yeah, I can tell you, soul food will make you gain some weight for sure because there's a lot of soul that goes into it.
Yeah, my mom is one of those cooks. So
yeah, she one of those.
Yeah.
Right after Lala and I got married, he wasn't even born. So this would have had to have been June of 1980, or no, had to have been later than that. Had to have been February of 1987. He was not born yet. We were still living in Jacksonville, and I was in the Navy, and we had came into port at the ocean terminal in Savannah. So that's the one that's closer to downtown, right?
Yeah.
And I told, and I called home and I told Kimberly, I said, I'm in Savannah. I don't know how far that is from Jacksonville, but I hadn't seen her in 2 months. So can you come and have dinner with me? So she drove 2 hours to Savannah. First time I'd ever been to Savannah, she'd ever been to Savannah, and I just knew one thing. I wanted a barbecue place. So we found this barbecue place. It was literally right outside of the main gate of the terminal, and probably a half a mile, that would have been north of that gate. Oh my goodness, it was the best. I've been all over the world since then, and that is by far the best barbecue I have ever had in my life. And that's the first time I ever had crackling cornbread, and I was continuing. Huh?
Go ahead.
Crackling cornbread?
I'm thinking about gaining some more weight, Dad. Go ahead.
That's what I had, crackling cornbread and collard greens and ribs, and that was my whole dinner, and I thought I'd died and gone to heaven. So we finished dinner. Kimberly hopped back in the car and drove 2 hours home after our barbecue dinner. So it was good. We didn't know any better. I didn't know I thought Savannah was a lot closer than that.
Listen, I'm done for the night, guys. It was an absolute blast talking to you both. I've watched a lot of your videos, especially looking for the What the Bleep segments, and you guys are definitely putting out some good content. Continue doing what you're doing, and I look forward to Papa says he's going to go up north and ransack some of those dragon fruit or passion fruit.
I gotta come check out what y'all are doing, because I can't grow oranges in Florida, and you're growing bananas in Georgia. So I'm doing something wrong.
We stay going to Florida, so we going to Florida all the time.
We had 10 plants in our side yard that were all fruit, everything from lemon, lime, pomegranate, orange tree, and I honestly think that the only thing that is still there is the orange fruit, and it's because it's native. But give me and Papa an opportunity, and it probably won't last much longer. But again, I really appreciate you guys. I'm gonna let you and Papa continue to talk for a little bit longer, but hopefully before too soon, maybe we can do this again. And one thing that I do encourage you guys to do is next weekend. It's not, of course, we can't give you another hour or another 45 minutes, but next weekend we're going to be doing that kind of bringing out 2021 and please for a really good 22. But
there's nowhere to go. There's nowhere to go but up. It can't be any.
But we're going to be bringing in 2022. We just maybe you guys can pop on and say hey again. So but I'm gonna let you guys end, but it was very nice meeting both of you, and hopefully we can see each other again.
It was a pleasure, Rick.
Yeah,
all right, bud.
Hey, Bobby.
All right. Work safe.
Man, one day you'll.
Hey, I'm trying. I'll be like you when I go.
Man, you're getting there. All right, guys, have a good one.
All right, you too.
All right, so I think that's about going to wrap this thing up. So I just want to wish. So when Rick was talking, my daughter came in here. So Crafty Hobbit is in here now, and that's who gave me my hat like 10 years ago. So that's my daughter that lives up in Washington State that I visited last month. So that's where my two of my grandbabies are, is up there. So we're going to go ahead and start wrapping this thing up. Any closing comments?
No.
We really appreciate you having us on. I watch y'all stuff, and I mean, all like y'all got the real deal.
Yeah.
I love all that stuff. So.
Well, I appreciate that. And I say with all seriousness, I mean, if you guys are always welcome down at our place, and you know, I'd love to host you. You know, you'd give me a reason to. Now that I know, see, I literally was really confused. I watched your Friday last week, and you were talking about all this plant-based stuff, and I'm like, I don't know how this dude gets this big on a plant-based diet, but I'm like, there was this serious confusion in my head, and so now I know you're a meat eater, so you come down and you visit, and that gives me a reason to put some ribs on the grill.
Oh yeah, he coming now.
And I got ahead. I mean, and if you can't get down here, then I will absolutely need to get up there sometime in the spring, because I want some passion fruit cutting, or some dragon fruit cuttings.
Yeah.
Okay.
If we come down there before you come down here, we definitely will bring them. Like I said, what we do for fun for our vacations is go to Florida and go shopping for stuff that we
Vacation
want.
or just a day trip? We, instead of going to Lowe's here, we go to Lowe's usually in Jacksonville, and that's
Okay.
Yeah.
something to do for a day.
Yeah. So,
Well, I can think of a lot better things that I would rather do than that.
yeah, you know,
We're not in Jacksonville. We're like literally, if you head out 10, we're the next county west of Duval. So halfway between Jacksonville and Lake City, if you know where Lake City's at.
Nah.
I know Camden County yet, but I
All right, well, folks, this was a blast. So next week we're having our kind of 2021 recap. The week after that, we are having, this would be our first live in January. For 22 will be Mulberry Branch Farm. I'm going to try to get Lala on here for that one, because Mulberry Branch Farm, one of their big things is goats, and so they've got a lot of Nigerian dwarfs, and that's what Lala's newest goat breed is Nigerian. So we should start dropping kids here probably next week. So look forward to some videos with that. And then we have a 1 week gap after that, so I'm still trying to fill that. And then it looks like we will have Mad Acre Farms. So check your email, Mad Acre Farm. I shot you an email tonight. So I expect them on probably second, or I think it's the third week of January. But if anyone would like to come on to the live, you have not been on here before, shoot me an email and we'll kind of get you on the calendar. Other than that, that's about all I got. Merry Christmas to everyone, and stay safe. Hope it is wonderful and joy-filled, and everything that you want it to be. You guys have watched some of our videos, right?
yes.
You know how we end our videos, right?
I ain't watched the
How you
live.
end them?
How we end them.
No.
No.
Always remember, treat others as you would like to be treated. So go ahead and wrap this up.
I appreciate everybody. It was a pleasure. Thanks for having us on Lala or Rick. Rick Senior. It's a pleasure, man.
All right. All right, folks, remember, always treat others as you would like to be treated. Lala Farm, out. All right, folks, take care. Merry Christmas, all.